Wow, I wonder what my opponent said during this video. I guess you'll have to wait until the end of the video to find out, and definitely not skip ahead, because that's not possible at all. Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Mount River Duel between Hippie. I'm currently under the name Lens Wipe, and I'm playing as the first Spanish division, one I've been trying to learn. It's not amazing, frankly. And I'm going up against NATOBOY, who I've not seen around for a while, and he's playing Third Armored, which is what he was playing last time I saw him about 6 months ago. So I don't know if he just plays that, or if I just, got lucky or whatever. Anyway, we're on Mount River Duel. I'm on what I consider to be the good side, because you get these 3 grain silos, right? And they give you some nice commanding views. Sadly, we don't have Toto infantry or Conker's infantry, so we've only got Milanto infantry, which means that this isn't actually that useful. But you still, you've got this line up into here, which is nice, and so on. Some people actually prefer the red side because they say that Papa's kind of easy to take, because you just take this, and then you put a guy there, and then they can't get it in, and you just shoot them. And certainly I've been on the receiving end of that a lot. Yeah, looking at the matchup, basically this is a really nice map for Third Armored actually, because there's not much width to it. I know it seems like a really big map, but actually it's not, because nothing happens past here. Because even if you do get a guy here and try and get him all the way over, he will literally run out of fuel before he gets into the back line. I suppose you could bring a supply vehicle, but generally that just never happened. And the lakes break it up a lot. There's another lake here and another massive forest, and so there's basically only 3 places where fighting happens. Here, which is very narrow, here, and well, I suppose there, and then these trees actually block, so then this is kind of its own corridor. And so Third Armored wants to fight across a narrow space. If it has to spread out everywhere, it can get outflanked and its tanks can get side shot. It doesn't have... All its units are kind of... Most of its units are quite expensive, and so it doesn't want to spread out. My div's kind of the opposite. My div, the Spanish div, is kind of budget 5E. It's really the only way to describe it. It gets the same tanks as 5E, except they don't have the autocannon, so they're worse. And yeah, it gets... I mean, that's basically it. It gets a bunch of infantry. It gets these things, which are all right. It's like a rip-off of the Lav. So it's got a nice autocannon, but autocannons did get nerfed, so it's not as impressive. But yeah, rip-off of the Lav. Nice off-road speed, which means it would be suitable to actually go around here and go around. Maybe go... You just still have to bring a supply vehicle. But yeah, you potentially get one. It would take about 10 minutes to get there, but you could probably still do it. And then it gets, autocannon helos. So this is based off the Beaupar chassis, but it's functionally identical to the Gazelle cannon. And so it is just a Gazelle cannon. And it doesn't get any man pads, which is, not great. In team games, I think it's probably better because it gets MLRS, like a pretty decent MLRS for NATO. So I feel like it would be more useful in 10v10s and in bigger team games, like upwards of 2v2. Because you could use all the arty, it gets heavy arty as well, but its AA isn't very good. Its planes, it gets a Hornet, and the Canadians get a better one for 5 points more, and it's a lot better, because it's got the better missiles. It's got a really nice AT plane. That's about it. so yeah, it's not ideal. It doesn't get any man pads, so I've been experimenting with using these infantry unspeakable ones to party hard, and yeah, they're trash. They don't work. So having a look at the deployments, so we got NATOBOY, and he's rushing Oscar. So he's got scouts in M113A3s, which is very rare, but there it is. And then behind that, he's got 2 Fireteam AT4s, a Fireteam Dragon, a Stinger, 2 Bradleys, Fireteam Laws, a Chaparral, and a Command M1A1 Abrams. So he very much wants to get into Oscar. And then for X-Ray, he's got an M150A1, parked very far away. and then he's got a bunch of guys going over to Alpha. So he's just abandoning X-Ray, and then yeah, more M150. So these are just nice tow launchers. Since they got smoke, they're actually pretty good. Nice tow launchers. It's good for defense and to secure, because this div doesn't like to play wide. This helps solve that problem. But you only get like 5 of them. But the idea is you open with a bunch of these and you just put one everywhere, and then you shouldn't lose too much ground before you can start getting your heavy guys up. So on the right, we've got a Fireteam AT4, a Fireteam Dragon, a Stinger, a Fireteam AT4, and a Bradley, and a CV. Switching to my deployment, I believe I bought 2 fighters. We'll see him in a second. But I figured he would do the 3rd armored, one helo, 1 recon helo, 1 Apache, 1 Eagle, or 1 Phantom. That's a very popular opener for 3rd, because it throws people off balance, because they're like, oh, it's supposed to be a slow div, and then this helo comes along and just fires a hellfire at you, and then you lose your forward deployed stuff. So I opened 1 or 2 fighters, and then I am also trying to rush on the right, because I figured he would be fighting here. I guess he figured I'd be fighting here, so we're both doing the same thing. So yeah, 2 autocannon helos. You'll notice I put them at 2 vet. And then this AA gun infantry thing is so bad. I put the grenade launcher back in after this, but this div is so crap against helicopters, because you don't even have a cheap fighter. So, well, okay, no, I suppose you can bring a cheap fighter, but it doesn't have a gun. So it's not good against helicopters. You see the issue, right? It's very difficult for you, and you don't have any man pads. And your AA situation's quite poor, actually. So, yeah, you're stuck with Roland 2s. And they're not very good. Fusileros. This is... So, it's... This RPG, you would think is quite nice, but its range is 500 meters, which is less than the AT4. It's like, how does that work? So, yeah, it's got the same pen, but it doesn't have much range, and that ends up becoming a problem. So yeah, AA infantry Milan 2 in a M113 Milan. So it's kind of like this, except it doesn't have recon, it doesn't have smoke, and it's 10 points less. Oh, and doesn't have mediocre stealth. The optics are worse, of course, but that's because it doesn't have recon. Yeah, Vec and a Toa, which is just... It's exactly the same as this thing. So, yeah, my idea was he's going to fight around the middle. I'll try and rush Ligma. But he's doing the same thing. And then on the left, I don't really have much because, you know... So I've got the helo in case he gets somebody into X-ray. And then we've got a recon unit. So these guys aren't so bad. It's just the range on the rocket launcher really throws me off. So I'm trying to get that in there, and it comes in. This BMR thing is kind of a cool vehicle, and the div like barely uses it. So it's like a Fox, and so this is a recon version with a 50 cal and smoke and you know, good optics, mediocre stealth. And then there's like infantry versions, but it's like barely used. So there's I'm pretty sure there's 1 unit in the inf tab which gets it. There might be 2. And that is the 40mm grenade launcher, and it gets one with a grenade launcher on the top. But it's like, how comes it's so uncommon? Anyway, a Vec 25, you know, a lab thing. And then some supply, and 2 tow 2s, 1 for here, and 1 for over here. So these are a bit more expensive than comparable tow 2s, but because it's only got mediocre stealth, unlike the Humvee tow 2, which has good stealth. It's 5 points cheaper. So that's a shame, actually. I think it's kind of a little bit overpriced. But it does have smoke. And it is amphibious, apparently. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest levels worth 2,000 views, so if you're feeling bad about your ad block, it's a great way to support the channel. Otherwise, please just like the videos. It is free. This is my sole source of income, which is why I shill so much, and the channel is slowly dying because the player numbers of Warno are going down, and it's like, oh, great. I don't know what I'm going to do, really. So, hopefully something new comes out. Anyway, I just had to shill harder. So buying these two jets, so they are very expensive. They do have 40% ECM. The Canadians, for 5 points more, get one with the longer range missile. So it's a longer range version of the Sparrow. And that's way better. I very happily take that trade. But, you know, it is what it is. They are very cool planes. Anyway, like, in general, it's not a bad fighter, right? It's just it doesn't have the max range. Or the longer range. So we spot the scouts, and it's like, okay, well, they're just scouts. I just whack them with this. No, they're all in M113A3s. Which is like, I've never seen that before. So they just kill that helo straight away. And I realize what's going on here. I'm like, oh shit, I'm being rushed, right? Because I can see all the guys. He immediately buys a mortar and a chaparral, fires the fire team dragon at me, and it gets me straight away. So it's not ideal, but, you know, I was quite close to it. His stinger did miss me here. And over here, it turns out this can actually fire down that road, and he gets me with that as well. So I see all this coming in, and it's like, okay, well, I'll just unload these guys here, and then they can shoot, you know, they can shoot at the guys coming in. I wasn't aware just how much shit he put here, actually, so glad I'm watching the replay. In the meantime, my CV on this side is trying to get to Papa. And so, yeah, I pull this guy back, because I'm like, well, I'll nail him with the rocket launcher. But you'll notice that the inner circle is the rocket launcher. The outer circle is the MG. So, like, it's 18 pen, but yeah, basically this was in the wrong place. If I put it here, then he couldn't have driven past without revealing himself. But instead, this guy starts... You know, he's being revealed by the scouts, basically, so he would have been revealed anyway. And I'm like, what the hell? I can't shoot him. I can't shoot him with my super good rocket launcher, which actually has very, very low range. It has less range than an M73 Law. Why? What's specific about this that makes it so bad? So, yeah, it's really not a good rocket launcher because of the range, basically. And he just drives right past, so... This should have been behind this building. As soon as I saw this coming in, I should have unloaded him here. I just didn't realize how low the range was. Because even if I put it here, he could still get to here and get me, right? So I bought this thing, and it, you know, it hits him, but I only hit him for 1 damage, which is obviously not ideal, right? The Eagle has the same ECM as me, but he's got the longer range missiles, and then so we 2v1 him there. And I fire a bunch of missiles at him, and I do eventually get him there. So I'm trying to stabilize this situation. I got the Bradleys, but the M1A1, I can't really kill these heavy tanks, except with planes. So here's my plane. This is a very nice plane, 55% accuracy. And, yeah, it's really cool. Like, it should probably be a bit more expensive, frankly. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll get the M1A1s with that. I hit him once, so I should one-shot him, I think. Might have to be 17 armor for that. But anyway, I was like, okay, I can move up. I got a TOW 2 here. So he buys a mortar and he starts smoking everything. This is a mistake I made throughout the game. Is that I didn't really do anything about this. I was pretty tired at the time, but, you know, obviously, excuses. So, yeah, I'm trying to get a bead on this guy, but I can't see him. So I fire this 55% accuracy missile, and it misses. But thankfully, his chaparral doesn't hit me, because I've got 40% ECM. So I'm aiming for the chaparral now, and I fire it again, and it misses again. And I was like, okay, well, that's not happened to me before. This thing usually hits something, because it's, you know, it's just quite a nice plane. It missed again there. So I'm trying to shoot the tank. Tank smokes, so I lose vision. And then he hits me on my 40% ECM plane. I suppose he'd fired 3 missiles at that point, although one was against something else, so that was the second missile. It's also infrared, so the accuracy doesn't go up. So that was 45% accuracy, because he was stunned from before. He lost some cohesion. He got me there, so I wasn't particularly happy about that. But it does happen. And over here, I was like, okay, so I tried pushing here. This thing is trash. It's so bad. It's very depressing. So I fire a TOW 2 at this guy, and I do get him. Go-to is quite accurate, and I come in over here. My main concern is that he's going to go this way. So I'm trying to sort this out, but it's like, I guess at this point, it can't be sorted out, because I can't fight him in the open because he's third armoured, and I've just got a bunch of really not great, pretty overpriced tanks, basically. Like, why the hell is that 145 points? But, you know, it is significantly cheaper than this. So, trying to whack him with helos and so on. But he does have the chaparral, right? But then he reveals himself here, and then he kills me with the chappy. So, but yeah, the low range on this really had me struggling, because like, if it was a normal one, when he got to here, I could jump in and whack him, but it's only 500 meters. So this thing's pretty decent, to be honest, for 35 points, because it's got the 50 cal, and you know, it's pretty fast. So that's a pretty nice piece of kit. And so yeah, we're trying to make some waves here, because like, this is obviously not going so well. And yeah, so we get a side shot on this guy, but we do 1 damage. Oh, that's because he turned in time there, so it was a 1 damage shot. And then we do a bit more damage, but, you know, 2 M1A1s is obviously going to beat 1 tank. Because, yeah, he shoots me once, I lose 8 HP. Yeah, it's 8 there, because it's 11 base HP on that one. Whereas I shoot him once, I do 1 damage. So, that's obviously not great, is it? So the next problem I had is, because I figured, okay, if he's up to here, he'll start sneaking guys in this way. So I needed to get a bit of... So I put a recon unit here, and I needed to get a bit of infantry here and push them this way. But yeah, it's rough on this map, because... so yeah, next 40% ECM plane, and it gets hit on the first one. So... I mean, not only did they miss a bunch of times, but this one chaparral just keeps hitting my super ECM planes, and that's my only chance really to kill the M1A ones, is that plane, which won't one-shot them, so I have to hit them twice. Or, you know, if they've lost I think they have to lose 2 HP, then I can get them. So the Milan 2 does a bit more, as does the TOW 2, if you can get there. But his micro's pretty good with like sending the scouts out in front and stuff. So I'm trying to shore this up, and yeah, this thing is so bad. It's a damn shame the Spanish don't have any man pads. It's very difficult to play around that. But yeah, as you can see, he's shooting the smoke, so he can reverse back into the smoke. I mean, I was dead anyway, but it's a nice idea. It's from Wargame Red Dragon. So I'm trying to sneak through this way, because I figure, okay, well, my rocket launchers are good if I can get in range. But, like, that's less than 500 meters. I wouldn't be able to hit this. It's really bad. So, I don't understand why this can go so much further. It's an M72 law. How bad was this thing? Real piece of junk, apparently. So, yeah, it's not great. The other AT they have is the M65. Which is actually better, because it's got less pen, but it shoots as far as the M72 law, apparently. This is a super bazooka. The super bazooka apparently goes further. Well, I suppose it makes sense. It's got high caliber. It's got more accuracy, but it's not a rapid firing one. Anyway, the idea was, you know, unload here and push this way to make sure he doesn't get around me. And I'll put a few infantry in there. So I'm just trying to deal with these tanks, but I just can't hurt them. They're just too good. They obviously cost, you know, basically twice as much. So that missed, but I mean, I guess he missed me, right? And then I'm like, oh, I'll get that chaparral. Oh, wait, that's not in AT range. The AT range is really bad, but there you go. It makes a recoilless rifle sound, which is really off-putting. In the meantime, I did come and take this, and I'm trying to get that CEV, but yeah, this I just wasn't really looking, I suppose. So yeah, we've got the jets up, but yeah, we just can't kill these tanks. In the meantime, I was like, look, I need to secure this, because he's going to push into mid now, if he's got any sense about him, because there aren't any, there's no zone here, so I don't really understand why he's coming over here. Like, getting to here makes sense, but all this is like just a total waste of time. In the meantime, you know, he can see me there, apparently, and I guess, yeah, that's the advantage of being here. I didn't expect him to be there, so he got me. This is on the ground, but if I take off, I'm going to get shot, right? There's that AT plane, and it misses again. And it's like, what? And so this time, for some reason, it went on the helo and not the tank. You'll see I came in from the side, and I shoot again, and it misses again. So we've now had 4 or 5 misses and 0 hits. You know, it's funny, the game before this, the guy was like, your AT plane never misses. And then it misses again! So that's another 3 misses with 3 shots. The last one was 3 misses with 3 shots. But yeah, because of my 40% ECM, the stingers are missing me, but like, what, for it to miss 3 times in a row? I could have killed this and this, because I was coming in from the sides. And before I could have killed the other tank, but yeah, it missed a bunch the other time as well. You know, he finally clocks me with that. Just keep in mind, his Eagles are better than my plane. It does cost more. This has the same range, but it has more accuracy, and it fires super fast because it's got fire and forget. So he can have multiple missiles in the air at once with that, whereas mine is like 1, and they'll shoot the next one. For the long-range one. For the short-range one, they're also fire and forget. But his are better in that regard, because mine are Ligmas, and his are Megas, AIM-9 Mega. So I'm trying to get around here, but yeah, I was absolutely reeling from that, because like that's 550 points that I should have killed, but I just missed over and over and over and over again for like no reason, except you're just bad, right? There's nothing I could have done there to make that work. Upvet the plane, Lamau. I mean, so yeah, I wasn't particularly happy about that. Anyway, so I'm moving over here, and I'm pretty sure, didn't it miss 3 over here? Yeah, on the Chaparral, right? So I was pretty moulding about that, because, like, let's say I got that Chaparral, and then I got these 2 tanks. Well, this would look very, very, very different for me, wouldn't it? Because, like, 1 medium tank could just come in and kill all this. Like, literally, yeah, it could. It could kill everything here, if these 2 tanks weren't there, because this can't do anything. In the meantime, he is pushing in from this way. And I'm just trying to reinforce this. I bought my heavy arty, so that is one thing it's got over 5E, is that it gets the 203s. It also gets this MLRS, so it's more of a team game thing, I suppose. So, trying to get up into here. We're shooting at the stingers. And yeah, my TOW2 gets whacked by this fire team 84. 84 shoot further than... I don't even know what this is, man. Why does it not go very far? Anyway, so this is my, you know, machine gun replacement. And now he's smoking himself to stop ATGMs, but actually this is bad for him, because I want him to be as close as possible so that my tanks can actually hurt him. Otherwise we can't do anything. So my AT planes came back up, and he whacked on with the Igler. Then I get behind this and I shoot him with all the bullets, and we do actually get him there, but now he's got an Eagle on me, so yeah, that one goes down. And I only get 2 of those, and that's the only way I can kill the tanks. As you can see, this guy tried to shoot that tank and it did literally nothing. So that guy tries as well, and we do 1 damage. Bit of a recurring theme. And that time we missed because we are low cohesion, so the accuracy is somewhat poorer. So yeah, over here he's pushing in. We did lose the gay boy. Like I said, I took those out of the deck after this. It was just... they're just bad. So you just got to cope with the fact that this div absolutely sucks against helicopters. But he's not bought any Apaches yet. So this is my best tank. It's a medium tank, and medium tanks are meta. But, you know, in this situation, where the battle lines are so narrow, you want the better tank, basically. It's interesting that he brings it at no vet. I'm not sure why. So he must have a card at 1 vet and then a card at no vet or something. Or this vetted up by killing people, maybe. So yeah, I've got up to here, but I've realised that, look, I just can't do anything about this tank. Because I need a nice long sight line to shoot it with an ATGM, but I don't have that. So as soon as it is here, it'll shoot and then it'll just die. So yeah, this thing... I guess it is going to win that fight at that range. And so, yeah, we've got the infantry behind, but, you know, he's actually... I'm in AT range here. And so I'm, like, trying to get around, and then I'm pretty sure he side shots me here. No, as a front shot, I think. Oh, it might have been a side shot. So I see this, I'm like, okay, C90, the 18 pen, it does 1 damage. Oh, man. Anyway, he shows his side armor, and I whack him with these, so he does actually die there. And, yeah, we're trying to kill the Bradley. Then he buys this Apache, and it's like, oh. I don't have any jets I could chuck at that, because my only jets are the F-18s, and they're very expensive. And he's got a bunch of AA there, and I don't have any man pads. And I didn't, you know, truth be told, I could have bought... obviously, the gay boy was supposed to be the AA, and that died, right? But I could have had, like, an AMX-10. But yeah, this one, he just had pointed wrong, and so I got that with a side shot as well. This thing starts rattling off the Hellfires, and it's like, what the fuck do I do now? So I sent in 3 jets for it, and we do get him, and we get the Eagle, but then they auto-evac over the Chaparral, so we lose 2 jets to kill 1 Eagle and 1 Apache, which was probably worth it. Then he buys another Eagle, so we send these guys round, and I was like, 2v1, we should win. And he wins for, like, what? Why? So they're both 40% ECM. Mine gets more accurate the closer you get. His doesn't, because it's fire and forget. And for some reason, he killed mine, wounded the other one, and got out with, like, even less damage than the one he wounded. So I wasn't particularly happy about that, especially with, like, the 6 Maverick misses earlier. Yeah, I was pretty not happy about that. So the Dragons are pretty effective against these medium tanks at these kind of ranges. Trying to bring in... So this is sort of what I bought before, because it takes a while to update, right? But we got the Apache, but we still don't have any AA. These Zappadors are sort of okay, I suppose, but not really. The SMGs have different classes, and this one seems to be in the not very good class. Whereas the MP5 is the best one. It's got like 95% accuracy. It's pretty crazy. But they're okay. But yeah, I can't... I'm really like, how do I kill this? So this is heat. So if it gets closer, it's not actually going to do any more damage. But I figure, okay, I can pop out, shoot a couple of rounds, go back, pop out, you know. So it's time for that now. And I hit him, and I do 1 damage. And then I hit him with this, and it does 1 damage, because it's heat. And like, look, we're desperately trying to kill him here, chasing after him. That one misses. Still, he gets out, he gets away. Over here, the Milan 2s sort of showed up. At this, I put on auto cell, and it will take it down this road, which ain't great. Chaparral gets me there, but I get the that was an Apache, I think. Oh no, it was 2 supplies. It was 2 Black Hawk supplies. I remember now. It only comes up with 1 thing here, but it was two Black Hawk supplies. Yeah, because he just had them there, so that's a bit not smart of him. But can I say? So yeah, we're trying to deal with this guy, but we don't have the tools, right? And the Chaparrals keep killing my healers, so I don't know why I keep buying more. It's not very smart, but yeah. So this guy, you know, 18 pen, you got 1 shot, mate, and he does actually hit it. Wow, okay. And then he misses, and then he hits it, and then he hits it. Okay, well that's good. I thought that guy missed and he just died. It must have got it confused with something else. So that was the outcome you would expect, right? Because it's this, you know, increases with range, 70% accuracy, and so on. So yeah, this Abrams didn't die, and that's really bad. So I should have just ran after it with this, but I thought, what if there's infantry in there? But I should have just ran after it. Clearly, there wasn't any infantry, and I'm like, okay, well maybe I can get around him. You know, these tanks are pretty fast, but keep in mind I've only got 1 fighter left because I lost 2 fighters here. And I lost 1 fighter back here in the epic 2v1 where his very similar plane is just way better than mine. So I was like, I got all the stingers here, but actually I didn't. So then I got all the stingers there, but you know, it's a bit late. And yeah, it's like, what do I do about this? I can't do anything. It's alright against the M113s, right? this div's alright against other medium tank divs, basically, but against the heavy tanks, especially on such a constricted map, it's very difficult to deal with. So he comes in here, my AA is garbage, and so I was relying on the fighters, but all the fighters are dead, so I should have bought some more AA. I do 1 damage to him there, he does a lot more than 1 damage to me. So I'm reinforcing this, right? But you'll note, still no AA. Trying to get some supply up for my M110. I am on a +2. Have been for 21 minutes or whatever. But yeah, there's no AA here. I do lose a guy in the vehicle because the M1A1 gets me. So that was Sappers. And yeah, he's continuing to paw guys down here. I don't know what to do about it, really. I suppose this could have been moved up to, like, here. I do need a recon here, right? But, yeah. It's a very weird front line, right? So, he sends forwards the M1A1s again. Okay, and then he sends them back. Infantry go first, right? So I saw that, and I wanted to get this guy right behind this building, but I couldn't click on it. So I was doing like a zigzag behind it and then stopping. So I'm behind that building now. But like a normal RP, I think a LOR 80... Well, I suppose that's probably too far away. Yeah, it's like 850 meters. So. Yeah, 500 meters range. So he really has to be here, but, you know, the zone isn't very big. So I got a thingy-mabob here, supply, but... Anyway, so he jumps in, and he's got another Apache, and so here's my AA, and so yeah, he, okay, he doesn't get the AA yet, and then, yeah, so he's getting in, right, and I'm trying to get this guy in this building, but I don't understand why he's not doing it. I guess I just clicked wrong, like, this should be getting in this building now. And yeah, the gay boys both died to the Apache before they could get in range. Maybe this shot him as well? Yeah, probably. We helped out. So we fire the super mega RPGs, and we're getting some hits here. We're firing arty at him as well, but this thing one-shots my tanks, and my AA died, so, you know, it's a big issue. And yeah, they just don't have the range, man. So they've actually fired all their rounds there. So we send in the, you know, the super ultra plane, and we do actually get it, but then it auto-evacs, and it auto-evacs over all the AA, so I'm now out of fighters. Because, yeah, it got routed there. He leaves this up, but I've bought the Roland 2, so we can shoot him here at point blank, but it doesn't really... I don't know, because, like, if a Cub shoots, it will evac him in 2, but, yeah, so he just evacs that. But this was actually the AT plane, I was bringing it out for the tanks. So yeah, 7th time lucky, guys. And we get him, but it doesn't kill him. Okay. And then it flies over all the AA, and then it evacs, and it evacs over some more AA. It does have 40% ECM, so they shoot me 3 times and they hit me twice, because that's how 40% ECM works. And at this point, I'm getting very, very upset about my RNG. I haven't said anything to him. As you'll know from the text, right? You'll see what he said at the end. So we go for the chaparral, and we do actually get that. And, yeah, so we're just trying to get this tank, right? But we're all out of ammo. But yeah, that's a side shot with 18 pen. That's a side shot with 18 pen. That's a front shot with 18 pen, so I missed anyway, but it wouldn't have done much. He's got me cut off here, and he just buys another Apache, right? And I'm out of fighters now. My Roland 2's on its way, but it's bad. And it's far away, and he's got a Bradley here. So we're trying to get the Bradley, and we miss, and then the Apache kills me. And now I'm just trying to hide from the Apache. Yeah, so if those 2 gay boys hadn't been shot, like maybe if I brought them down this road and parked them here, this would obviously be dying now, but that's not how it works. We don't get any cheap fighters for anti-helo. We don't get any man-pads. Yeah, it's not ideal. So I'm just trying to, like, hide, but, like, what do I do? So, you know, he's coming round, and I'm just circling the building trying to get away, right? I'm still on a +2. Firing arty at... I don't know, I guess there was a guy there before, and so he comes around here, so I hide again. If this was the one with the autocannon that the French get for basically the same price, I think, it might be 5 points more. And yeah, this got hit, so it's not coming in. I'm trying to use the HE bomber on this guy. because it's got missiles, but it misses. And I'm trying to, like, because I can't go, you know, and so I'm just keep hiding. But he's getting stuck on something now. He's turning around and what have you. He's freaking out. I gave him a simple reverse order and he's spazzing out there. And I'm trying to get that CV, trying to get the CV, and then he one-shots me with his 1 HP M1A1. So what I should have done there instead was had a smoke mortar here and just smoked it. Yeah, so the Apache got me. So that was 35 minutes at a +2, I suppose. Took a while to get the actual stuff. But as you can see, basically just one-shots everything. This is still routed, and I just can't do anything about this. I do wonder how different things would have been if that missile there hit. Or, you know, those 3 Mavericks I shot had hit. But he's just one-shotted all my stuff now. So we fire the RT at the CV, but the CV's already moved. And yeah, I just can't... It's got 16 Hellfires. It's not like it's going to run out of ammo. And yeah, these it's the same as the French one, but it doesn't get the autocannon. The accuracy is 5% more, I think, on the base on the gun. So yeah, it's got 3 machine guns, but it just fires so fast, and it's got super high accuracy. So it doesn't miss. So we're trying to stop him from getting in here now, because now he's on a +2, but we were on a +2 for like more than half of the game, so yeah. But the thing is, we basically lost all of our front line here. There's not much here either. He's just got the Bradleys now. And yeah, I'm starting to make mistakes here. So he did miss there. You'll notice this is at Nova. Shooting away and what have you. Kind of holding back here, but we don't really have a lot of stuff, so this helo sadly fails me. This helo also fails me. Rule of Warno, I suppose. When you need stuff to hit, it's not going to hit. So now we're trying to reinforce this, and you'll notice I bought quite a bit of AA, because that Apache, I could never kill it. I did try, but yeah. Anyway, he got bailed out on his Abrams here, which is pretty unfortunate. But we do 1 damage, so you know. There we go. We got him there. Don't know, that might have been a side shot or something. Yeah, probably was. So yeah, these guys are getting shot by the M1A1s. There's a lot of times where I could have killed them and I didn't, and now there's a lot of them. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm just trying to reinforce this, but it's like, well, what do I do it with? You had a Bradley here, you know. He gets me with that. Totus are pretty accurate, right? But yeah, at this point I just can't really do anything. I've been completely overwhelmed. And yeah, so at this point he types the following. That was the full communication for the whole game. I put GG at the end, and you know how it's going now, right? So ran out of stuff, and we're just too far behind. And with him taking this and taking this, that's a +6. So yeah, it just basically with 3rd Armoured, the idea is you just try and hang on for as long as possible, and then hopefully you've got enough points before they build up too much that you can win. But here, that just didn't happen. So yeah, if those AA pieces hadn't died there, if I'd killed the M1A1s here, if I'd positioned that C90 infantry behind this grain silo here, that would have bought me more time. So lots of ways to buy time, and it was an easy game apparently. So rank 57, and this is how I lost my rank 1. I'm rank 3 now, because I was on a 53 ranked game win streak. I shit you not. I can show you, actually. I'll show you, because people won't believe me. And I lost more ELO in this game than I had won in the last 20 games put together. So I'll just show you briefly the win streak. There's a lot of like non-tournament games, but I might as well show you. Get the proof there. 53 ranked game win streak, and I lost in the last few minutes. to a few poor decisions, such as choosing that map in ranked. Why did I choose that map? Choosing that division, I could have done something about. Choosing for my Mavericks to miss all those juicy M1A1s. Choosing my planes to miss that Hilo and to miss the Eagle and lose the 2v1, which meant that I didn't have a plane that could shoot that last Apache, which killed everything. So many poor choices. Anyway, so there's a lot of games in here that aren't tournament games. This was my that aren't ranked games. This was my last ranked loss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Not ranked. None of these were ranked up to this one. 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 41. 2. These were like tournament games. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These were tournament games. 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3. 53 wanked win streak. And now I'm in S pain, as they say. So I hope you enjoyed that game, and I'll see you around.